Dobry YouTube, Tommy to another episode of Atticus Eats. And my dear friends, oh my word, I just came out of a restaurant that I cannot help but smile being in. All of you amazing people who just watched my latest installment of the Atticus Eats series, y'all know that I was putting it to a vote as to what you all wanted to see me eat next, since I tried Japanese food in the last episode, and I gave you the option of my favorite fried chicken sandwich ever, or Italian food. And thankfully, all of you unanimously voted for Italian food. I am tickled pink by that because we are on a food adventure today. This is a brand new to me restaurant that I did some research on, and it is so incredibly cool. This is an Italian restaurant that is within driving distance for me, of course. And I looked it up online. It has excellent reviews, and it's been highly regarded as more of a real deal Italian restaurant. It hasn't been overtly Americanized. It's not like super modern. It's more of a traditional Italian restaurant, which was exactly what I wanted to try out, especially because, and I'm doing a throwback to last week, I am such a fan, thanks to my mom, of the movie Under the Tuscan Sun, and the story of how she went to Italy and how she built her life there and learned to cook and all the things, right? And oh my word, forgive me, we're on a busy street. I hope that doesn't come through too much on the camera here. I have my window down in an effort to have airflow, despite you know, not having my car running and making my camera oscillate and you guys vomit. What's very disappointing is that it's December 16th today as I'm filming this. Why am I in a short sleeve shirt? Why is it hot? I thought winter is, you know, Saturday. Anyway, I won't let that rain on my parade. Anyway, so I went in here to this restaurant, and this restaurant is gorgeous. I played the B-roll here at the beginning of the video of the pictures that I took. To me, this is a rich, interesting, intriguing restaurant. If you're gonna have a theme restaurant, commit to it. I am so sick and tired of this hyper-industrialized, minimalist look that is so wretchedly boring to me. Like black and gray, and that's it. And you look like you're a hotel room. Awesome. Good for you. I'm bored and sick and tired of it. I can't stand it. I am so much more intrigued by things and by decor and by using paint as an artistic tool to convey emotions in a restaurant. And this had that, especially for this theme of Italian food. It is so exciting for me, and I love it because the owner is the dude who took my order. This is a fancy restaurant, okay? They close at 2. They open mid-morning, close at 2, and then they open again in the late afternoon for the dinner rush. And would you believe that this restaurant actually has live opera nights every third Saturday of the month? I think that is so insanely cool. Like, that is something I'm keeping in my pocket for a date night for little Atticus, and hopefully near future. But man, what an awesome experience. Oh, anyway, so the owner is an Italian immigrant, and he had the most awesome accent while speaking to me. He was so much fun to even just have me take my order. He was so kind, and when he came out, I was asking him, I was making sure, because this is in particular for me as far as this order. I'll show you guys what I got here in a minute. But I asked him, hey, I just want to make sure, did you get, does this meal come with a garlic knot? Because the Google reviews were bragging about their garlic knots, how amazing they are. And he said, oh yes, of course. So when he comes out, he goes, I put in extra bread for you. And it was like, dude, thank you. Oh, you were awesome. So he was so nice. He was so cool. Had that beautiful Italian accent, Italiano. And oh, it felt like I was in a combination of like Gladiator meets, you know, Under the Tuscan Sun, and a little bit of like The Godfather thrown into it. It was so cool to be in that restaurant, and I'm thrilled to try it with you all today. So, we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna show off the food too. And he was asking me if I was gonna be eating it right away. He goes, do you need a fork and a knife? And I go, yes, please. So, he knows we're gonna be eating this straight away here in the vehicle. Beautiful, beautiful place. And they were playing traditional Italian music, too. It wasn't like a lame modern restaurant that plays Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? It was actually Italian music, violin, accordion, all the good stuff. So we've got our cutlery here and our napkin, which is awesome. This is the extra bread. So we'll partake in that, and I'll showcase that here in a minute. That was so nice of him. I appreciate this guy so much. And oh my word, now this is lava hot. Ow, ooh, yeah, that's really lava hot. I may not be able to take it out of the bag yet. Holy guacamole, my friends. Look here. That right there is a tray and a half. It is a tray of chicken fettuccine Alfredo, my absolute favorite Italian food dish. If I go to an Italian restaurant or an Italian-inspired restaurant, I am always grabbing the chicken fettuccine Alfredo. Now, what's disappointing, though, is this is magma lava hot. Like, can get a steam burn that'll send you to the hospital kind of hot, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and vent this. Oh, my goodness, yes. Oh, my word. Oh, the steam. The steam is real. Holy cow. Got a little gentle taste of the sauce. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You guys, I'm ravenous today. Speaking of Italian food, I don't think it would be fair to ever mention Italian food. And for me personally, I cannot personally think of Italian food without thinking of the one and only legendary comedian John Panet. Comment down in the description bar box below, or not the description, blah. In the comment section below, have you heard of John Panet? Have you heard his comedy skits? I have all of his CDs and a couple of his taped comedy specials on DVD. I think I actually have all of them. And oh my word, you guys, he is probably hands down my favorite stand-up comedian. He had such a tragic end, and it breaks my heart so much, and he is truly a loss to the world. But he was so freaking funny. My sense of humor greatly stemmed from him and what he, you know, his jokes, his skits, what he would talk about. And, oh my word, he is just such a treasure. But he was talking about the time that he went to Italy, and he's a big dude. And so he knows a little bit of Italian, and he knows, sono affamato, which means, feed me, I'm starving. And when he said that in an Italian restaurant in Italy, oh, did they feed him? Did they feed him? They were like, look at you, huh? And the other Italian that he would say is, morta di fame, which means I'm dying of hunger. And then they just exploded with joy even more. And so, that's the extent of my Italian, and I think I have a good rapport of Italian, if that's my extent of it. And then, of course, that's amore! So, yeah, such an amazing time. It's so cool. I get to check into a new realm of my mind and imagination with this food. Such a beautiful experience, and they actually give you, like, thick plastic forks. These are good plastic utensils and such. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, the only problem is how ravenous I am. Oh, and yet oh, you guys. Oh, the gluten. The gluten is real. Oh, I'm stirring it a little bit so that way we can get some coolness to come up. There's steam hitting my windshield right now, so I'm finding the heat pockets to get it. Oh. Oh my word. That's a piece of chicken. Oh no, the cheese sauce is dripping. Nezdrovia. Oh my word. That was probably the most tender, cooked through piece of white meat chicken, bathed in the most delicious, garlicky, buttery, cheesy sauce, Alfredo sauce. I've ever had in my life. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Oh my word. I'm scared of getting burns, but man, it's like I'm morte de fame. Oh. Don't fall. You guys, this is awesome. This is so awesome. It's just gently al dente noodles, which to me is the perfect type of noodle. You have just a little bit of bite to make it pleasant, but it's not hard. It doesn't feel like you're gonna break your teeth or it's burnt, and it's not so soft that it's disintegrating. You actually get to wrap it around your fork and eat it and have a legitimate bite of delicious, amazing pasta. Oh my word. This is comfort food, friends. The epitome of stick to your ribs, amazing, good for your soul comfort food. I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, I can't wait to scarf that some more, but it is still a little bit lava hot, a little bit too hot to consume right now at present. So let's go ahead and answer a question real quick from the YouTube comment section, and I'm excited to continue to answer all of your awesome questions. Let's find a good one. Okay, so we've got Mick Legend Gaming 6766 on YouTube, and this was a recent question that was posed to me, and they ask, in the Disney World episode, did you actually go to Disney World? Did you get to go on the rides? What was that experience like? Awesome question. That's definitely a rich, interesting question that has a lot of backstory to it. So yes, the Disney World episode was actually filmed in Disney World, which was very, very cool. It was a lot of fun. And it was such an interesting experience. As the director told it to me as we were prepping for that episode, what she said to me is, she said, what we're essentially going to be doing is guerrilla filming, where we're literally getting sections of the park that are for us as a set, and then we're going to just be jumping out of the bushes when the crowd clears. We'll film part of a scene, and then we'll hide in the bushes again. And that was only partially true. It was actually very cool, because being able to film at the Disney World episode at Disney World, it was like being able to do a live studio audience performance for the first time and the only time for the entirety of our show. So for those of you who don't know the terminology, the middle was a single camera show. And what that means is that it's not that we only used one camera, but it means that we were not filming in front of a live studio audience like older shows like Cheers or Friends, etc. And so what ended up happening is that we were in a soundstage all the time, and we would never get feedback, real, genuine feedback from all of you, the fans, on how you enjoyed certain performances until it was when the episode aired. And so what was so nice is that we got to get instantaneous, immediate feedback from all of you who were there at Disney World while we were filming and you were watching us film, and got to be able to enjoy our time there in that way. And it was so awesome. It was so much fun to be able to experience that, to be able to meet those of you who we were able to meet, take pictures, do all those other things, and you all got the chance to see us film. And it was so sweet too, because I heard later on that there were people who were coming to Disney World every day that we were there, purely so that way they could watch us film. They didn't even care about anything for the rides or anything like that. They wanted just to see us. And it was such an amazing, amazing experience. And in addition to that as well, it was so much fun because we did have the opportunity that if we wanted to, we could go on different rides or different things like that. I'm not a big rides guy. I'm not a big amusement park guy. I'm really not. I'm mostly there for the food. So I got to try like a lot of different food places that were in the different parks that we were in. And so that was a lot of fun. But beyond that, no, I didn't go on any rides. Some of the other cast members did, but like you had to do it on your own time, not while we were filming. So that would take days and make them really, really, really long. And I was more interested in just hanging out in the hotel room at the resort and eating good food and just chilling. And that was more of my entertainment value for while we were there. So, awesome question. Thank you very much for asking it. That was definitely a fun question. Oh my words, you guys. This is like 3 pounds of pasta. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Such an experience. I'm keeping in the bag because I'm definitely going to be taking leftovers home of this stuff. But holy guacamole. Oh no. No! My napkin's buried underneath it. It's sheer mass. I'm grabbing my other napkin from my napkin stash. But they're all caught together. I'm okay. You would think I was still going through puberty. I promise I'm not. Even though I seem pubescent in my conduct. Sometimes. Not always. Oh. From the heat that this is exuding, it's like 10 degrees warmer in my car now than it is outside. Oh my word. Wow. Oh. Oh. Outstanding. Lavishing. What is your favorite Italian food dish, my dear friends? If you were to be morta di fame, and you could get anything from a real deal traditional Italian restaurant like this, what would you get? Wow. And I'm telling you all, this chicken, absolutely life-giving. So perfectly cooked through, tender, not burnt, not grizzly. Oh. Amazing. And now, I have 4 garlic knots, you guys. Look at that. It's covered in melted butter and herbs. These are very highly reviewed, you know. I need a minute. I just saw heaven open. I saw the King in all of his glory. Oh my word. I want to cry. Oh. That's amore. I'm giving them a 12 out of 10 for everything. 12 out of 10. Oh my word. There are so many happy chemicals flowing through me right now. My brain is going burr. I'm scared I'm gonna get demonetized by YouTube for the sounds I'm making. Friends, don't go anywhere. I need a minute or two with my food, and then I'll answer another question from the comments section. Thank you for saying to get Italian food. I found that very difficult to stop. There was a lesson of self-control learned here. I had to apply lessons of self-control here. That was very difficult. That was very difficult. There was a lot of internal reflection as I was getting deeper into my bites. You guys, that was outstanding. I do have plenty left over. I did not eat that whole thing on my own. I am bringing that back home to Mama Bear because she needs to get some of this in her life. Like, this is going to be healing, okay, for her soul. I'm bringing some back for her, and then I have a little extra left over for me for dinner tonight. I thoroughly plan on eating it, and enjoying it to the full. That was outstanding. I have now been spoiled rotten, okay? I am not going to be able to eat any other chicken fettuccine alfredo anywhere, because this is, I think, the best. I think I have found the best Italian restaurant that's within proximity to me, hands down. I made that Presto Pasta video, like last year, which was my only other installment of Italian food here on the channel. No. It does not compare. It doesn't even hold a candle to this. It doesn't even hold a torch to this. This is ridiculously outstanding. And I again, like I said, I want to go back on one of their opera nights and just to do like my version of a night on the town. I think that would be amazing. Just a nice Italian restaurant, beautiful music, delicious food like this, excellent company. Man, that's now a bucket list item, a dream item, as it were. I love that. I love it. That's awesome. Oh, that is so awesome. Movie quote for you all. Go until the men speak Italian, and then continue until they speak something else. In the comment section, tell me, what movie is that from? And you will get an internet high five from me. Okay, another very fun question from Billy Porter, 7555 on YouTube. He asked this many moons ago, but it's a great question. He asks, have you ever gotten starstruck other than your Bill Murray story, which I've shared with you all here on the channel in an episode past, at an event or audition? Absolutely yes. So I am so grateful because I have had the pleasure, the privilege of being able to meet a lot of different really cool people in the industry. And you know, there's times where you meet people and it's like, okay. And then there's times you meet people and you're like, dude, I met so-and-so. And I had a lot of them. And if you're familiar with my resume of the things that I've done in the industry, I was in a Will Smith movie. It was called Hancock, and it was directed by Peter Berg. I've shared that story here again in a previous episode of Atticus Eats, of what that experience was like. It was nothing but fantastic. And Will Smith was an incredibly awesome, kind man to me and to my mom. He was so cool, very, very sweet, very inviting and encouraging and cool. And I was definitely starstruck meeting him. I also have had the pleasure of being able to meet Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman was very kind. He was on the last episode that I was on of The View. And I brought this up several different times in the past, but when it came to publicity for the show, at the end of every filming season, we would end up doing a publicity gambit in New York City. And it was very, you know, limited in time as far as number of days, but intensive within those days. And so I would do these runs that would range from Good Morning America to The View to a couple other shows. That was also a point in time where I was able to do my Sirius XM The Pulse Atticus's Top 10 Favorite Songs spiel, and that was a lot of fun. That was a very cool show to be able to record and do. That was a lot of fun. But it was so awesome because when I was on The View for the very last time, Morgan Freeman was the guest before me. And at that particular point in time, they still had the same producer that they had always had since the beginning of me being able to be on The View. And so we had developed a little bit of a rapport and a kind of friendship. So my mom stayed in the green room upstairs, and we went down the elevator, me and the producer, for me to go out on stage and do my interview. And Morgan Freeman was coming off the stage as I was coming on, and in the elevator, the producer was like, "Hey, yo, do you want to meet Morgan Freeman?" And I was like, "Of course I want to meet Morgan Freeman. Are you kidding me?" And so we came out, and Mr. Freeman was coming off the stage, and the producer said, "Hey, very well done, Mr. Freeman. Thank you so much for being on." And Mr. Freeman was very cool and polite with him. And then the producer goes, "Actually, Mr. Freeman, if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to introduce you to our other guest for today's show. This is Atticus Shaffer. He's our guest after you." And he was so nice to me. Morgan Freeman was so cool to me. I got to shake his hand, and he was like, "Well, hello, nice to meet you." I don't do a very good Morgan Freeman voice, but you can embellish it and imagine that there. And it was like, "Oh, Mr. Freeman, it's so wonderful to meet you. Mr. Freeman, I just need to tell you, my mom and I, we are huge, huge fans of all of your work. We think you're outstanding. This is truly an honor to meet you." And he goes, "Really?" And I go, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "Yes." And he turned around and walked away. Oh, he was so nice. He was such a cool dude. I absolutely adored being able to meet Morgan Freeman. That was such a fun time. And I've met several other people who were really cool, that had some semblance of notoriety and were really interesting and fun. You know, I've had the pleasure of being able to work with Nolan North and the guy who played Sully in the Uncharted series of video games, and me being a gamer, you know, that's a big deal. That's a lot of fun. Obviously, I've been able to meet a lot of other different people with notoriety, but something actually that I have never shared on camera before, ever, and I only just recently talked about this with my mom. There was a movie that had Robin Williams and John Travolta in it. I forget who made it, and if I can remember, I'll put it here, what the name of the movie ended up being. But I auditioned for that movie before the middle. And that was a movie that I had done several auditions for. I ended up going fairly far, to the point where I went to the producer and director callback for the audition. And when I was there, little Atticus, we're talking, you know, 9-year-old Atticus, something like that. I had walked in, did the audition, and I noticed this guy who was sitting, and he was very humble. He had a little, like, blazer jacket on and some jeans and glasses, and he had a beard. And he just sat there very quiet, never said anything, other than, like, a hello. And I did my audition, said thank you to everyone after they thanked me. I got up and I walked away, and I locked eyes with this man because I felt like I recognized him. And then as I left, it wasn't until years later that I realized I was in the same room with Robin Williams. So that was the man who was the shorter, petite man with a beard who sat there and I auditioned in front of. And I thought it was so awesome. It was such a treat to be able to meet him. You know, again, it's not meeting. I by no means developed a rapport with him or anything like that, but I was in the same room with him. And as a thespian, I performed in front of Robin Williams. And he is another story of an immensely, immensely tragic loss. And I need to say that when I was able to meet him, and kind of, this is kind of like a years later, I'm starstruck and about an event that happened years ago. He had the most kind, soulful blue eyes that you've ever seen. Ever. It's incredible. So, it was very cool to be able to meet him. Like, I have that as a memory that I will cherish for the rest of my life. As well as, again, all of these other ones that I've been able to describe being able to meet. That was definitely a really cool, iconic moment. So, thank you so much, my dear friend, for your awesome question, and thank you to all of you for the questions that you continue to ask me down in the comment section below. Please continue to do so. Again, it really adds such an awesome conversational element to these wonderful Atticus Eats videos. Tell me, what did you all have for lunch today on this beautiful Saturday, or breakfast, or whatever time of day it is for you. My dear friends, thank you so much for continuing to watch these videos. You are keeping me in front of the camera by watching these videos, hitting the thumbs up button, subscribing to my channel, sharing my videos on all of your social media, and also when you go down into the description box below, excuse me, and you book a cameo from me on my Cameo page, that is an amazing means of supporting me and directly supporting the work that I do here creatively on my YouTube channel. So if you would, please consider booking me down on Cameo for whatever special occasion you want me to make extra special with a video shout out to yourself or your loved ones. It goes a long way in helping me out, and it truly blesses me very much. Also, if you're a nerd, if you're a gamer, if you want some good Christian fellowship, please also be sure to go down to my Twitch link down in the description box below. Please go ahead and follow me on Twitch and come hang out with us. We go live 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Would love to have you all join in. Alright, my dear friends, can't wait to see you in the next one. God bless. Do Widzenia.
I just want a great life, something where I feel like I just didn't waste time, something I look back and say that was a great time, cause man I just hate when the years pass by the way